1 2 1 2. You know what it is, man. Rebel Tech TV back here to address the Yasuke outrage. You know, these people getting mad. Yasuke in the game and all that. You know what I mean? Everybody getting mad. Yasuke's in the game. The game is called Assassin's Creed Shadows. And people are getting mad because saying you got a black dude in a samurai game placed in Japan. First of all, he's not the only star in the game. He's one of the co-stars. They have a female Japanese person in the game named Noe. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Naoe. That's how you spell it. So they have a Japanese person in the game, but I guess y'all don't notice her because she ain't half naked like the chick from Stellar Blade or something like that. And he actually existed. He existed in that time in Japan. Trying to act like he wasn't there. He was there. So all that y'all getting mad about, he don't belong in that sense. That don't make no sense. He was there, and yes, he was a samurai. A lot of y'all getting stuck on some other things. Talking about he wasn't a samurai. He's a retainer. Some of y'all out there contradicting yourselves. Some of y'all don't believe he existed, but then you read something and saying he did exist. So what is it? Make up your mind. He existed or he didn't exist. I don't know. I think some of y'all just reading a script from some type of racist hater or something like that. Matter of fact, this one YouTuber, Al Tori or something like that, she said his existence is debatable, just like the existence of Jesus. Now, that is a lie. Matter of fact, I think she seen, or whoever wrote her script, seen the video where the other dude said the exact opposite. It said there's more proof of a Yasuke actually existing than Jesus. And she flipped the whole line. So that's funny. I think she knew what she was doing. I don't know what's going on. These other YouTubers like Tyrone Magnus and this dude with these big ass shiny ass glasses and shit hating on Yasuke. I don't know why they cooning. Yes, they are coons. They're sellouts. Just because they black doesn't mean they are our kinfolk. It might be our skinfolk, but they are not our kinfolk. You look at them. All the time, Tyrone is always hating on some black shit. This dude over here, you can tell that dude is not accepted into the black community. That's why these motherfuckers just get out there. These dudes, these black nerds, some of them is like worse than black cops. They want to go the extra mile to show like, nah, we ain't one of them. To all the other white people in the world and all that stuff. That's the white people they want to cozy up to, the white supremacists and shit. They want to cozy up to because they know white people, a lot of white supremacists is not going to like this. So they want to be the first to attack. They want to be little German shepherds and all that, attack black people real quick, attack the black culture. Just because they are our skin folk don't mean they are kinfolk. Don't get it twisted. Just because you're saying, well, they black and they not. First thing they come up with DEI. First, what's wrong with diversity? And how are they cramming him into the setting? He was actually there. Hey, what are you talking about? Listen to how that dude talk. Ain't nobody fucking with him in the hood. That's why he like that. Motherfuckers wasn't fucking with him. He probably got bullied and all that shit. Homie with the glasses and all that. So, he want to go out there and attack. That dude is just like them other black people that just want to turn their back on their own people and their own culture. Just like the ones that didn't like Black Panther and Storm together. I heard and I seen these damn blurs talking about no, saying the same thing about Yasuke in this game, saying the same thing about Storm and Black Panther. Talking about was forced. They forced the relationship. They forced him into the setting. All of that is nonsense. As you see, when they broke them up and other people found out, most black people was upset. As you can see, they ain't even pay attention to the fact that in canon, in the comic books, they broke up. When they made the cartoon, they put Storm in the cartoon and they made Queen Latifah play Storm. They still with the movie years after they broke up in the comic book. They're still trying to get Storm and Black Panther in the movie. So majority of black people, as you can see, don't rock with them blurs. I don't know what's wrong with them blurs. Act like it was so far-fetched that a black man was there in Japan. Actually, he wasn't the only black man out there, and he wasn't the only foreigner out there. He ain't even the only foreigner that became samurai. So all the stuff about saying that he couldn't be no samurai, that's BS. I'm gonna address that later though. Then you got these coons talking about I don't want to be pandered to, and these white people talking about people from other races talking about these black people don't want to be pandered to. Listen, speak for yourself. How you know we don't want to be pandered to? Maybe you don't want to be pandered to because you're used to being pandered to. Usually when we ask for things, proper representation, we don't get it. We get some bullshit. So if you don't want to be pandered to, that's on you. I don't mind being pandered to every once in a while. We need some pandering. I don't really see the problem with pandering anyway. What's the problem with giving people what they want? What's the problem with giving people what they ask for? What's the problem with giving people what they're going to pay for? I don't make no sense. Yeah, well, I'm asking for this. No, I don't want that. I want this. But if you give me what I want, that's pandering. Are you kidding me? I'm spending my money on something that I want. Like, what are you talking about? Seems like you have a problem with DEI. Then y'all say you don't have a problem, but it's forced diversity. Listen, y'all have a problem with diversity, period. It doesn't matter. Just keep it funky. You know what I mean? The way y'all talking is just putting somebody, a black person in there, then it means y'all forcing diversity. So how are they not going to force diversity? If just putting a black person in there, a black man in there, straight black man in there, is forcing diversity, then how can you just be diverse without forcing it? It's not making any sense. Make it make sense. It just seems to me y'all have a problem with diversity and y'all rather have things look more homogenous. Know what I mean? Y'all rather things be a little more milky. You can tell all this shit is nonsense. It's racist nonsense by the things they say. They say, what if they put the opposite around? What if you put a white person in an African setting and have him kill a whole bunch of Africans? Like what? Resident Evil 5? They've done that already. Like, what are you talking about? Getting mad because a black person is chopping down a bunch of Japanese people. He's in Japan. He's going to be chopping down Japanese people. Who you think he's going to be chopping down? A bunch of aliens or some shit like that? And why is it I don't see any Japanese people complaining? I see y'all white people up there complaining, and y'all saying Japanese people complaining. But there's one dude, he even translated this dude comment. The dude wrote it in Japanese. But the dude was French. The dude said, I am French and blah, 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 whatever. So this dude is French, but he wrote his comment in Japanese. Get the hell out of here. These dudes are writing it in Japanese and trying to act like it's the Japanese. Ain't no Japanese people mad at this. In Japan, they actually like Yasuke. They got love for Yasuke. It's only y'all white supremacists that's getting mad. You can tell them about the food. Just look at what they're saying. Talk about they could have pick somebody else, a Japanese person in that time period. First of all, they have a Japanese female in there that you could pick. So I don't know what the problem is. You got a Japanese person in there. Second of all, yeah, they could have picked another Japanese person, but what's wrong with picking him? He was in Japan. Just like they could have picked any other Japanese person. Why they couldn't pick him? What's wrong with picking him? I don't understand. What is the real problem with picking him? Because even if he didn't exist in that time period or exist at all, it's a flipping video game. Ain't nobody rewriting history. That's what y'all like to do, just like they doing in Florida schools. We don't do that. That's what y'all do. We take history as it is and deal with it, good or bad. Y'all don't want to talk about the bad things y'all done. Y'all want to talk about the things that don't make y'all look good. That's just what it is. They could have picked somebody else, but why not tell his story? His story is a cool story. It's an interesting story. You got a story of a foreigner in the land. Somebody that got love. Somebody that rose up in the ranks quick. Somebody that was associated with some important figures in Japanese history. Why not? It's obvious people wanted a black man in this setting. It's people was complaining about Shogun, right? I don't watch Shogun, but I was hearing about people complaining about Shogun. There wasn't black people in that movie or show or whatever. But I'll let you know, they want black people in that setting. So obviously somebody wanted some Yasuke material. So this is not some bullshit that nobody wants. There's plenty of people that want to see a black samurai in that setting. And it isn't strange to have a black person in that setting. It isn't weird or out of place. It doesn't look strange because it's not like it has been done before on the opposite end, like an Asian person in a black setting like Romeo Must Die, or even some other white people in a black setting in Africa like Shaka Zulu, who they shoehorned in there. Those black white people wasn't in there. They put more white scenes in that Shaka Zulu movie just to cater for white people. So it act like it has been done before on the opposite end. Shaka Zulu is still a good movie. Okay, they want to get more white people in it to watch it? Fuck it. Why not? As long as they ain't taking nothing out of it. Nah, I mean, we don't mind being in them settings. We be in them settings all the time. It's time for us to shine. Time to let a black samurai shine. They ain't putting no target on us or nothing like that. We already targets. We want that light. We want that shine. We'll take it. We can handle it. Yasuke been getting that shine over there in Japan anyway. They got him in other cartoons and other games. He just hasn't been one of the main characters in games like that game with that white samurai, Nobi, or whatever the name is. Yasuke is in there. Got him in there with the axe looking like Shango though. That's funny. But we need some more representation in these media games and all that. Some representation that we like, not just representation that y'all like. That's good for y'all. Some black representation that y'all like. Nah, we need black representation that we like. And we don't got no problem with it because it's not race swapping. We need some real proper representation. And Doctor Who don't count. Don't compare us to Doctor Who. That's not what we want up there for our representation. So don't say that's representation. Nah, that's no bueno. Yasuke is good black representation out there in Japan. And we don't mind him being with the chick, tag teaming. After all, he's in Japan. So it would make sense that he would run around with a Japanese person. But I guess y'all don't notice her, like I said, because she ain't naked like Stellar Blade. I mean, it's not like Yasuke you ain't never see Yasuke in a relationship or being cool with a female before. He's cool with that female in this cartoon, so why not make him cool with a female in a video game? Makes sense. Even though he killed that chick in that cartoon, but you understand. You get the drift. And I hear people complaining and comparing this to DEI and Sweet Baby Inc. Listen, I don't know what Sweet Baby Inc. is, but only thing I know about them is I think it's some black girls or something like that made a group so they can feel safe away from white people or something like that. I understand that. Yeah, I can't understand that, but I be hearing about the racism that go on in them Comic-Con places and all that. And I be seeing all these people on YouTube trying to tell black people, no, not this and not that. And as you can see with the Yasuke, I got a problem with the Yasuke, so I understand. I'm trying to make a place for them. I don't know what other bullshit they be up to, but it is what it is. Everybody have their place, their safe place in their corners, whatever. Just don't go in messing everybody else's places up and trying to change everybody else's areas, their clubs. Like college got their clubs, we got our clubs. You got your club, you can have your club. Just don't come changing the rules of our club. You feel me? Don't speak for our club neither. Yeah, like I said earlier, people was complaining about him not being a samurai. He was a retainer. I'll let y'all know they don't know what they're talking about. I'm playing recording right now that's gonna clear all that nonsense up. Just to show you that they are haters, player haters.
Let me just stop you right there. People keep saying retainers are not samurai, and I don't think that these people know what retainers are. Now, in samurai culture, retainers were often used to secure the future of a clan in case the daimyo died. You only got to be a retainer if you were seen as somebody that was extremely loyal. For example, Toyotomi Hideyoshi was Nobunaga's retainer. I'm sure a lot of you know that name. Hideyoshi is the guy that went on to unite Japan. There is a statue erected of him just outside Osaka Castle. Tokugawa was Hideyoshi's retainer. What are all of these guys? They are samurai. So people saying he wasn't a samurai, he was a retainer. A retainer can be a samurai. The word is literally just used to secure a clan's future in case the top guy perished. Why are people saying retainers are not samurai? That makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, you can even go and watch animes and they depict it this way. Just go and watch One Piece. Oden's retainers are samurai. So if Yasuke was not a samurai, neither was Hideyoshi. And obviously, that is not true. For example, I believe it was called Kashinden, and it was an institution of retainers. Now, this later became a class of samurai. So there was different classes, there was different ranks, but simply saying retainers are not samurai is not true. I would highly advise anyone that hasn't seen the Netflix show The Age of Samurai, which depicts 150 years of civil war in Japan, go and watch it. I don't mean to sound condescending, but people are talking about their ass. And I understand you see a black guy on the cover of a game about Japan and you instantly flip out. And I get it because of all the DEI stuff. It's easy to go down that road.
I mean, so stop trying to use that he's a retainer excuse. That's BS. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You need to go do some more research. Stop trying to use that he's a retainer. He's just a servant as a shield. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all should be talking about if the game is good or not, if it has any quality or not, and talk about the price. Somebody else was talking about that. I'm saying Ubisoft be putting out some whack games. Now, that's what the combo should be about, but the combo is not about that. Why? Well, I guess you know right now why. And the price. Listen, I want people to show love to the game, support the game and all that, because they see people not showing support to the game, then they think people don't want this type of game. We want this type of game. We just don't want to pay $130 for this game. I ain't gonna tell nobody to pay $130 for this game. That's crazy. I don't even like paying $70 for this game. You know what I mean? But I might pay that $70, but it's $130. Listen, to each his own. If you want to do that, that's on you, but that's kind of crazy. Anyway, that's just what it is. I'm signing out for the night. I want to know what's y'all opinion though. What's going on? Why they hating on Yasuke like that? Why they putting words in our mouths? What's going on with these people selling out? I don't know. Let me know what's your opinion on this Yasuke Assassin's Creed Shadows game. 1.